All right, in this explainer, we're going to deconstruct a piece of advice that might just be holding you back, and we're going to replace it with a really powerful mental model, the adaptive persona.
Wow, that kind of hits hard, doesn't it? We're told our entire lives that authenticity is the ultimate goal. But what if just being yourself is actually a trap? What if it's a one-size-fits-all strategy in a world that, demands nuance and adaptation?
So first, let's dive into this idea, the authenticity trap. We need to understand why just being you can sometimes be a huge liability.
This is really the core of the authenticity trap. It pushes this rigid, completely inflexible identity. It suggests that any kind of variation in how you act is somehow dishonest. But think about it. Is it really a sign of integrity to talk to your boss with the exact same tone you use with your grandmother? Or is it maybe a sign of low social intelligence?
Okay, this contrast right here gets to the absolute heart of the issue. The common advice tells us that being identical in every single situation is honest, even if it's emotionally reactive and, frankly, ineffective. But the strategic truth? The truth is that being adaptive is a sign of high intelligence. It allows you to be effective in pretty much any situation you find yourself in.
And here it is. This is the key insight. The most influential people all through history, they understood that authenticity isn't some static state you're just born with. No, it's a skill. It's a skill you develop. It's a performance that's tailored to the stage you're on and the audience you're facing.
So, if that kind of rigid authenticity is a trap, what's the alternative? Well, that brings us to the diamond principle, a much more powerful and flexible way to think.
This idea, which was inspired by Machiavelli, is called the diamond principle, and it is absolutely brilliant. You're not 100 different people. No, you are one solid, unified person, just like a diamond. But that diamond has many, many different facets, and you choose which facet to show depending on the light and the angle.
So let's be super clear on this, because this is the part where people can get tripped up. This is not about being fake. It is not about being dishonest. It's about being effective. It's about choosing the right tool for the right job. I mean, you wouldn't use a hammer to turn a screw, right? So why would you use the exact same communication style for every single human interaction?
Let's make this super practical, because you already do this every single day. The way you explain something to a 5-year-old is completely different from how you'd negotiate with a business rival. Is that being inauthentic? Of course not. That's just being socially intelligent.
Okay, so we've got the principle down, but how do you actually apply it? That's what our next section is all about, a little how-to guide for what we call reading the container.
You know, the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche understood this on a really deep level. The mask he talks about here, it isn't for hiding. It's for focusing your energy. It's a tool that allows your profound spirit to interact with the world effectively, without getting damaged or misunderstood.
And the process is actually pretty simple. You can break it down into 3 steps. First, you scan your container. That's the room, the person, the context. Second, you identify their language. Are they talking in terms of logic or emotion? Data or stories? And third, you adapt your presentation to match that language.
For example, let's say you walk into a meeting with an engineer who just lives and breathes data. You show them the analytical facet of your diamond. You give them facts. You give them logic. But if you're talking to a creative director, you might show the emotional facet, connecting with stories and empathy.
Okay, this is a key moment to really lock in this mindset. So I want you to pause this explainer right now and type this exact phrase in the comments below. I choose to be strategically intelligent, not emotionally reactive. Go ahead, do it now.
But as we learn to adapt like this, how do we avoid losing ourselves in the process? This brings us to probably the most crucial part of this entire model, protecting your core.
This right here is the essential distinction. The mask, the facade, the persona, that's just your method of expression. Your core self, your values, your integrity, that is your unchanging foundation. You're adapting how you communicate, not who you are.
This visual just captures the model perfectly, doesn't it? Right there in the center, you have your unchanging core values: honesty, ambition, kindness, whatever they are for you. And surrounding that core are all the different facets or personas you present to the world. The core informs every single facet, but each facet is tailored to the situation.
So look, the bottom line is this. Your persona is a tool to communicate your values more effectively. It's never an excuse to lie, or to manipulate, or to violate your principles. While the expression is flexible, your integrity has to be absolute.
So what happens when you master this balance? Well, you unlock our final concept, the power of perception. You really have to get this because this is a fundamental law of human interaction. The truth of what you're saying is basically irrelevant if the perception is wrong. You can be the most brilliant expert in the room, but if you're perceived as uncertain or weak, your facts are just going to fall on deaf ears.
I mean, just think about it. Weak, slumped posture, that instantly undermines a message of expertise. A hesitant, uncertain tone of voice can make even the most honest statement sound like a lie. Your presentation, that facet you choose to show, it doesn't just deliver your message. It actually shapes their reality of that message.
And, there's a fascinating side effect to this whole approach. It's called controlled exposure. By not showing every single facet of your diamond to everyone all at once, you create this sense of depth and mystery. People get curious, and that curiosity gap, well, it makes you magnetic.
And this is the final, powerful realization. When you master the adaptive persona, the outcome isn't that people think you're being fake. It's the total opposite. Because you've actually taken the time to read the container and to speak their language. They feel seen, they feel heard, and they feel deeply understood by you.
So, we'll end with this question for you. You are not just one thing. You are a brilliant, multifaceted diamond. The only question left is, in your very next interaction, which facet will you choose to show?